The following production illustrates a simulated counseling session. This is a practice exercise. The sole purpose of this production is a demonstration of individual counseling techniques by a pre-service school counselor enrolled in the online MED in School Counseling Program at Salem College in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. In this portion of my video project, I will demonstrate the protocols for interviewing a client in an involuntary situation. In this mock counseling session, I will interview an 11-year-old female student who has recently been relocated to my school after becoming the ward of the state due to being abused and neglected by her parents. In particular, Mindy has been referred to meet with me by her teacher due to increasing incidents of self-isolation and showing a lack of motivation academically. Hello, how are you?
Fine.
My name is Mr. Wright. I'm a school counselor here. Your name?
Mindy.
Mindy? How are you doing, Mindy? It was good to meet you. Would you prefer that I call you Mindy?
Yes.
Okay. Before we begin, I would like to let you know that anything that we talk about will remain confidential unless anything that you disclose to me poses a threat of harm to yourself or others, or if you report that someone else has or is intending on harming you. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. What brings you into my office today?
I just don't want to be here.
Okay. When you say you don't want to be here, what do you mean?
I don't like this school.
Okay. You live with your grandmother, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this has been a recent move for you?
Yes.
Okay, how long have you been here?
At least 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been able to make any friends?
No.
Do you think there's anything that's hindering you from making friends, or are the kids being mean to you?
No, they're not being mean. They're just not my friends from back at home.
Okay. All right. So it's not necessarily that anyone is doing something to you. It's more or less that you haven't been able to, or haven't been able to make friends.
All right.
Okay. Have you been trying to make friends? Have you been communicating with some of your peers? Have you?
No.
Do you engage them in activities?
No.
Okay. All right. Mrs. Rush was talking to me about a after-school program that she has. Has she talked to you about this program?
She mentioned it.
She mentioned it. Was she able to go into detail?
No, not really. She just said it was a good opportunity for me. But
Okay. All right. Well, if you care, if you have a little moment, I want to explain that program to you, because I think it will help you with your issue of making friends. This program is an after-school program. Mrs. Rush only tutors girls after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The other day, she on Mondays and Wednesdays, she tutors boys. During this time with the girls, there are many activities that they participate in, and these activities will hopefully give you an opportunity to meet some new friends, identify some things that you share in common with the young ladies here at this school, because this is a great school. We have a lot of young people who are nice and willing to be helpful and things like that. How do you think? What do you think about being able to participate in a program like that?
yeah, I can see. I just have to see if my grandma can get me.
Okay. Well, what this program entails is that it involves having permission from your guardian. So what I would do is have Ms. Rush get in touch with your grandmother, and hopefully this program will be something that will help you to make friends and feel more at home here at Old Town. Okay? In between now and next week, what I would like to do is for you just to think about some things that you were able to do back home at your school, so that when we meet the next time, we can talk about possibly incorporating those things here at this school. Okay. Before we leave today, I want to just ask you a quick question. If you went to sleep tonight and you woke up tomorrow morning and everything was perfect, what would be different here in Winston-Salem as opposed to Maryland, where you're from?
Well, my friends will be here.
Okay.
They will live in my neighborhood.
Okay.
Can be with my mom and my dad.
Okay.
So I think that would be different.
Okay. All right. So all of those are good things. And what I want to do is be able to, in between now and our next session, be able to just assess things and see whether or not you're progressing. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. This concludes the involuntary portion of my video project. In this portion of my video project, I will demonstrate the protocols for interviewing a client in a crisis situation. In this mock counseling session, Mindy has been referred back to my office for reports of having suicidal ideations. Hello, Mindy.
That's all right.
I'm glad that you were able to come and talk to me today. Mrs. Rush indicated that during one of your tutoring sessions that one of your classmates indicated that you were talking about suicide.
That I was talking about suicide?
Yes, that you had made some comments about it being better that if you were not here.
She wasn't supposed to say anything about that.
She wasn't supposed to say anything about that?
No.
So did you make these comments?
I mean, I said it, but it wasn't meant for her to go and say anything.
Okay. Well, how are you feeling about that right now? On a scale from 1 to 10, how, if you would, on this chart board, on a scale from 1 to 10, will you indicate by circling the number? 10 being you feel like not wanting to be here, and 1 you feel like you do want to be here. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself right now with regards to having those thoughts? Okay. So you're currently sitting at a 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a maybe and maybe not then.
Right.
Okay. Have you been able to talk to anyone in your household about these thoughts of not wanting to be here anymore?
And I talked to my grandmother.
Okay.
About it.
And what did she say?
I mean, she just said that through situations, because I think a lot of times it was things that went on. It was my mom and dad that had to do with me, so I figured that I was the cause of all their problems.
Okay. Have you attempted to take your life?
No.
Okay. So these are just thoughts of not wanting to be here anymore.
Yeah, just questioning why.
Okay. And most of this stems from not being home, or with your mother and your father in your old house, and in your old school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to be with them.
Okay. All right then. So if you had an opportunity to see things differently, or to see your situation being different, during our last counseling session, you said that if you were home with your parents and if you were able to make friends, have you been able to make friends?
Yeah, I have a couple of friends I made through the after school program.
Okay. Are they? Do you feel that they're good friends and good people?
One of them, I think they're good friends. The other one, I don't know now that she disclosed something. I thought she would have kept herself.
Okay. All right. Well, what I want us to do in between now and our next counseling session is to talk further about these thoughts of not wanting to be here anymore. And just for your safety, I think it'll be best if we bring your grandmother in, so that we can talk further about this. Okay?
Okay.
Well, what I will do is I want you to stay here. I'm going to get Mrs. Rush to come in and sit with you, to keep you company for a little while I go and I talk to grandmother. Okay?
Okay.
All right. This concludes the crisis interview portion of my project. During this portion of my video project, I will be conducting the consultative session with Mrs. Perline, who is Mindy's grandmother. Hello, how you doing, Miss Perline?
Fine, yourself?
I'm glad that you could come into my office today.
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted to bring you in to talk about was some of the things that Mindy has been discussing with some of her peers.
Okay.
During the after-school counseling session today, Ms. Rush indicated that Mindy had been having making some statements about committing suicide and making some statements about it being better that she not be here.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to bring you in today to talk about was to make some recommendations.
Okay.
First off, just for her safety and security, I think it would be great if you would seek further evaluation, psychiatric evaluations to determine the likelihood of whether or not committing suicide is something that she really might do.
Okay.
When I brought her in earlier today, she indicated that she was at a 5.
Okay.
On a scale from 1 to 10 about feeling as if she would actually take her life.
Okay.
This here is the number to Baptist Hospital.
Okay.
This is also the address. You don't have to have an appointment to take her in, but if you prefer to call and let them know that you're on your way,
Okay.
to explain to them what it is that Mindy is struggling with, feel free. And after they assess her and they decide whether or not they'll keep her or they'll send her home that day,
Okay.
and then they'll also provide you with some further recommendations.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions?
No. This might be a good for her
Okay.
through all that she's been through. So.
Okay. Have you had an opportunity to talk with Mindy about?
Yeah, we've talked, and I've told her that she is purposeful to be here, that
Okay.
she has a reason to be here,
Okay.
but she's gone through a lot
Mm-hmm.
in the past couple of weeks, so this might be a really good step to see exactly how and what she's thinking.
Okay. Well, I think it'll be a good thing if we work together, if we continue to work together.
Okay.
We'll do what we have to or what we need to on our end, and working closely with you and the psychiatrist at Baptist Hospital,
Okay.
Based on whatever recommendations that they might have. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. If you could, once you guys leave the hospital today,
Okay.
feel free to give me a call, whether it's after hours or not.
Okay.
Okay? Just to fill me in on her progress and what they say.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright.
Thank you for coming in. This concludes the consultative portion of my project. The proceeding has been a simulated counseling session. The names and identities of the individuals portrayed are fictional. I certify that the individuals appearing in this video have authorized the release of this tape session in writing for the purpose of peer review, education, and consultation. Individuals with questions or concerns may contact Salem College Department of Education at www.salem.edu. Thank you.